Hi, I'm Cheryl, and the card for today is a Wedding Wishes card. And on the I even have things stamped on the inside. Isn't that amazing? If you've watched my videos, you know that often doesn't happen. So let's get right to the card. And I have need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. That's our card base. We have a piece of mint macaron, 5 by 3 3/4, and a little strip of it. This is 1 by 3 1/4. That will be our banner. We're using the penned and painted stamp set. We'll be using this flower here. Let me get that up there. This flower right here. This flower. And then there's a tiny little flower up top here. We're going to be using that one also. And then from the Floral Phrases, we'll be using Congratulations. That will go in the front, and then inside it says, "May your love grow stronger, deeper, and more beautiful with every passing year." Isn't that sweet? We need our a corner rounder, or this is kind of optional. You could leave your banner squared off on the edges, or cut a little notch in the end instead. Tombow glue. Always need our Tombow. I have some glitter glue. This is made by Scrappy Cat, and it's their iridescent with rainbow glitter. It says on the side there. Using my Versamark ink pad, and of course my Embossing Buddy, because it is my buddy. We're using white, so Pig Bright White Regular, and this is by Wow. So I'm just telling you what I'm using today. If you have a different embossing powder that you want to use, then by all means use what you have. But we're using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And then from Stampin' Up, I have the Whisper White pigment ink. And I forgot one more thing. I'm using some Dimensionals to pop that up. So I'm going to run over here and grab my Dimensionals real quick, because I popped up my banner. And I'm sure you'll want to do that too. So let me put them aside. I don't need those right away. We're going to start out with our larger piece of the mint macaron. And I am pronouncing that right. It's mint macaron. I don't know why they called it that, because I just so want to call it mint macaroon. But it's mint macaron. Maybe in other countries it's different. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to stamp the large flower. Get that inked up with the Tuxedo Black. And let's see, I'll just stamp one up here. We're just kind of going for a random look here. So be sure you change the position of your stamp as you're doing this also. And I'm going to put that one just almost going off the edge. So we're done with that for the moment. Well, you know what? Let's stamp the banner. While we have the Tuxedo Black out, we'll get our little piece of the banner here. And we're going to stamp it so it's sort of towards the right hand side. This stamp just barely fit on this block. Okay, so we've got that done. We'll put that aside for the moment though. That's one of the last things we're going to be doing. Okay, so now we have our black flowers. We're going to bring in our Versamark ink, and you notice I put my Embossing Buddy right on top of it so I don't forget to use it. This is so important. And get my Embossing Buddy and get that powdered up really well. I don't want my white embossing powder to go places I don't want it to go. Then I'm going to need to bring in a piece of paper here. This is one of usually things that the embossing powders I use a lot, I put into a plastic container, and then I can just do everything in that plastic container, but for whatever reason I never got around to doing the white one. So we got our Versamark ink, and yes, I know it doesn't look like a Versamark ink pad, but I swear it really is. I had another one that needed to be re-inked, and I got the Versamark re-inker, and that's what I use on this pad. You can see it's a well-loved pad. It has multiple colors on it, but it still works. So I haven't seen a good reason yet to replace it with an actual Versamark. So we're going to put one of these flowers up in the corner here. We'll be putting 3 of these on here. And again, change your positioning slightly with each one. So when you're doing a background like this, it's always best to start out with your largest image first, and then fill in with the next largest, and then the next largest, and work your way down to the smallest. It just makes things so much easier that way. So let me sprinkle on some of my powder. Get that sprinkled real well. I'll tap that around, make sure that's on there, covered real well. And there we go. Oh, that looks nice. I don't know, can you, yeah, you can see that. You can see that. Let me dump this back in the container. There we go. And we can put the lid on that and put that aside because we don't need that anymore. And I get my heating gun out. Or a heat tool, whatever you want to call it. And I just let it run for a little bit, let it get warmed up before I start. Yep, that's hot. And just move it around, and you'll be able to see the color change. You see that? As your embossing powder melts. That's just something I enjoy watching. I don't know why. It just thrills me to see that embossing powder melt and change color, especially if you're working on it with a metallic, like a silver or a gold. That really makes a difference. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our little itty bitty stamp, and we'll use the white, the Whisper White. And this is a pigment ink, so it's not going to dry as quick as our dye-based ink. So for you at home, you might want to stamp these and either let them dry. Oh, that one didn't cover very well. Let me see if I can Okay, there we go. And again, turn around. It takes a while to dry, so you might want to stamp these and just walk away from it for a while, or maybe hit it with your heat gun. I'm just gonna take my chances. Let's see, one going off the side there would be nice, I think, and maybe one up here. There. But it does take a while to dry. So now you notice I left a spot open here. Well, our banner is going to go in there, so I'm not concerned about that. Let me close that up. Oh, almost forgot. Let's do the banner. I keep forgetting the banner. And we'll clip the corners off with the corner rounder. We have a nice little popsicle stick looking thing now. And I just tap the edges in the white. I just want this to, I'm going to put some glitter glue over this later on. But I just want this to stand out against the card a little bit. Okay, now we got all the edges. It's just a little something on the edge. It's not any great deal, but it just, I don't know, it just makes it stand out a little bit better. Okay, so now we've got it stamped, we got it embossed, we got it stamped again, and now we're ready to play with the glitter glue. And you know what? I should probably glue this down on the card front before I get any further. So I'm going to stamp the inside, excuse me, with our big sentiment here. Thought I was done with my Memento black, but I'm not, I guess. And wish me luck on this one. This is a big stamp, or a big sentiment. And hopefully I get it all lined up nicely on my card. And we'll just put that kind of towards the top and centered side to side. And see how that turns out. Okay, that's good. Now we'll put the card front on. And I'm going to put my glue on. I'm going to hold this up because remember we have these little flowers with the that white pigmenting drying on the front. So I'm going to put that down in place, and you'll center that on the card. You'll have about 1/4 of an inch showing all the way around. I'm just pressing it down wherever there's not a little flower showing. And that could come up just a little. Let's see if I can move that up a little. Yep, I love the Tombow. You see? If I had used snail or another one of the tape runners, I would never have been able to do that unless I used a repositionable tape. Okay, so there we go. That's all stuck down. Now we'll put our glitter on. So just in each of the flowers, I put some glitter. So we put our glitter glue on there. A little glitter glue on that little one on this one. Yep, even the embossed ones, I put a little glitter in the center. And just a few more to go. Alright, and then I also glittered all around the outside here, but I'm going to wait until I have this actually on the card. So where did my dimensionals get to? There they are. I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. Looks like I'm going to have to break out a new sheet of dimensionals pretty soon. And peel that off. And we're going to put that down. Right here, we put this even with the edge of the card. And now we'll glitter. We'll put some glitter all around the edge. And that ties it in with the rest of the card. I'm leaving this outside edge with no glitter, because we didn't put white there either. Oh, and you know what? I thought I was so clever doing the inside of the card, but I forgot to put, I wanted to put one more of these flowers, but in black on the inside. Let's see if I can manage to do that without messing everything else up. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty, that looks like it's inked pretty well now. What is that? There's a little something on there. Okay. A little piece of lint or something. I don't know where that came from. And we'll put that right centered below our sentiment. There. And now it's tied in with the front. And our front is done. And that's the card. So if you've liked this video, be sure and hit that like button down below. If you want to see more, there's a subscribe button down there too. If you'd like to shop with me, you can do that either through my Facebook page or my website. And as always, all of the materials I used today will be listed down below. So, y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.